Wait, is that a weapon powered by jewelry? Pray the Kardashians never find out about this. Pray.
Hey, what's up my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Kamen Rider Wizard DX Wizard Sword Gun. So here we are, and there it is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, we have the Wizard Sword Gun, there you have Wizaldo, and here we have the two included rings. Up top here, again, you have the Wizard Sword Gun in both of its forms, the two included rings, and right up top here, it just says DX Wizard Sword Gun with all four of his forms right there. On the bottom of the box, you just have Wizard in his land and hurricane style. On this side of the box, land style. On this side of the box, hurricane style. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. It does this, that, and the other. All that cool stuff. And, of course, you get Sword Pac-Man! And that's basically it for the packaging. So, moving right along, here we have the Wizard Sword Gun, which is the main weapon of Kamen Rider Wizard, and as the name implies, it is both a sword and a gun. That's right. Are you shocked? I'm sure you are. So let's get in close here so we can see the details. Lots of chromey goodness on this toy, and I do quite like that. You have a lot of nice chrome right here up front, and you have a lot of nice chrome along the top here, as well as what will be the gun barrel. You got some chrome right there. You have some very nice metallic red right there as well. The blade, as usual, is that soft plastic. And you have a lot of silver paint on this. Just silver paint just all over this toy. And it looks very, very nice. More silver paint back here. You get some gold paint going around the butt of the gun there, which is very nice. Of course, you have the hand, which is trimmed in gold paint. And it looks very nice. And going to the other side, again, lots of silver paint. They didn't have to paint the backside the way they did, but they did, and it looks beautiful. Silver paint, lots of silver paint there. And again, you got the chrome on the other side as well. And some more silver paint there. Right there is your on-off switch. There is your speaker. Here is your battery compartment. It takes 2 AAAs. And there you go. So yeah. Very, very cool. Of course, you know, as far as sword mode goes, you know what my main complaint is going to be. It's too small. I wish the blade was longer. But, oh, well, it's a kid's toy. What do you expect? But there you go. So let's put this off to the side for a moment. And we are going to take a look at the two included rings. So here is the Hurricane style ring, which is done in a nice transparent green plastic. Lots of beautiful silver paint surrounding the gem. You have the flip down visor right there and that little bit of gold on the forehead. And of course you have the ring loop right there. Of course these are the small ones that are meant for a child's fingers. And of course if you want, you can swap them out for the bigger size if you need it. I do need it, so that's why I use them. So there you have that. And they're very easy to swap out. I got my my bigger ring loops off of eBay, if anybody's curious. So there you have the Hurricane style wizard ring. So there you have that. And here is the Land style wizard ring, which is done in a nice yellow transparent plastic. Again, coated in that nice silver paint. You also have the flip down visor right there. And the gold right there on the forehead. Very nicely done. There's even some molded detail on the back, which I did not have to do, but it's there, and I appreciate it. So there you have the Hurricane and Land style rings. So without further ado, let's bring in our friend here, the Wizard Driver, and get down to some henching, shall we? So let's get on with it! Henshin! And there you go. You are now using Hurricane style. So now let's try out the kick strike, shall we? Let's.
LUPACCHI magic.
So there you have the Kick Strike for Hurricane. So now let's move on to land. Kashi. So there you have the henshin noise for land. I'm sorry, but it sounds like he's saying Randall instead of land. I know it's just the English, but, you know, the first time I heard that, I was just thinking, who's Randall and what does he have to do with this? But anyway, let's move on to the Kick Strike. And there you have the Kick Strike for land style. So let's just keep right on moving. And show off the noises that the sword gun itself makes. And let me raise up just a bit here. So again, your on-off switch is right back here. Turn it on and you get nice activation noise. There's a nice bright LED in there. And when you pull the trigger, you'll get some slashing noises. You get two separate slashing noises, and you notice every time I pull the trigger, the color actually changes. And it actually cycles through all 5 colors. So you get red, you get blue, green, yellow, and white, which is for infinity. So it goes through the colors of all 5 of his forms, which is pretty cool. And you can rapid fire if you want. And get that going on. And there you go. So now we can move on to our final attack. And to do that, you want to open up the hand here. So what's going to happen is we're going to open up the hand by just pulling the thumb out. The hand will open, and it'll start the standby sequence. And basically what the sword gun is going to tell you is to activate the final attack, you need to shake hands with it. Obviously, if you want to do this properly, you just want to turn it and just shake hands like that. But for the sake of you being able to see what I'm doing, I'm going to have to contort myself a little bit to shake hands with the sword. But hey, you'll get the gist of it. So let me move this up just a little bit more, and we'll get right down to it. And we'll start with Hurricane. So just pull the thumb out. And do what it tells you. Shake hands. Get that standby music. And we're ready to go. Just pull the trigger. And there you go. There you have the slash strike for Hurricane. So to close the hand back up, you just push the fingers down. And there you go. So now we will move right along to Randall. I mean land. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, open the hand back up. I like the standby music. So anyway, pull the trigger. And there you have the slash strike for land. So close the hand back up. So you have that. And just for the heck of it, we'll do flame and water as well. So we'll get started. And there you have the slash strike for flame style. So we'll close her back up. And we will move on to water. Pull the trigger. And you hear each element in the attack, which is cool. You hear the water in there, you hear the fire, you hear the rumbling like an earthquake for land, you hear the wind for hurricane, so it's pretty cool. And just to show this off here, you can see when the hand is open, you can see the wizard symbol is molded in very nicely. So there you go. And that is pretty much it for the sword mode. So now to move it to this is where my tongue stops working. To transform it to gun mode, you're going to push this button right here. That will bring this section down, and then you push this button right here, and you take the tip of the blade, bring it back, and you'll get that confirmation noise, and now you are in gun mode. And I do like the gun mode. Gun mode, the size works for me. It's, the size of it's a nice sized pistol. I mean, obviously it's still not as big as the one on the show, but it works for me size-wise, so I dig that. So pull the trigger. Get your shooting noises. You only get one shooting noise. And again, it cycles through all the colors. You can rapid fire. Go nuts with it. And there you go. So that's pretty much it there. So now we will move on to our final attack. So a gun, we will start with, since we already have water on, we'll just start with water. Let's shake hands. So there you have the shooting strike for water. Now we'll move on to flame. So let's close it back up and open it. And there you have the shooting strike for flame. Close that up. And now we'll move on to hurricane. So let's open her back up. So you have the shooting strike for hurricane. And last but not least, land. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, open her up. And there you go. There you have the shooting strike for land style. So there you have that. Now, one really cool thing about this toy is that this wizard sword gun is exactly like the driver. It has a full sound bank. So any ring that the driver can read, this toy can read as well. So if we use, let's say, my driver on ring, which I am wearing right now, And you get a generic standby noise. And there you go. So you get a generic standby noise and you get a generic final attack noise, but it still recognizes that it is the driver on ring, and that is really, really cool. So let's try some more, shall we? Let's. How about the kick strike? Let's shoot some rider kicks at people. Why not? Hey. And again, you get a generic standby noise. And a generic final attack noise. But there you have kick strike. How about a Kyoryuja ring? Let's see what this does, shall we? Let's do that. And again, you get a generic standby noise and a generic final attack noise, but it recognizes the ring. It recognizes the Super Sentai ring, which is really, really cool. I do quite dig that. So I could do this all day. I mean, I literally have a chest full of wizard rings. I could do this all day, but I'm not going to because that will take forever. But you get the gist of it. Pretty much any ring you have, this will read much like the driver does, which is very, very cool. So let's put this back in the sword mode. For our final thoughts here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I really like this toy. I think this is really, really cool. I really dig it. I love that this can read any ring just like the driver does. I love that, and it's just all around a very fun toy. And you get your land, and you get your hurricane rings. So now you have all 4 of Wizard's forms, because if you have this, you should have the belt as well. So you have all 4 of his main forms, and yeah, very cool, very fun toy in my opinion. Now, I picked this up from Mandarake. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below. That's pretty much the only place you can find stuff like this anymore at this point. You can also check CS Toys. They get in older Kamen Rider and Super Sentai stuff from week to week. They do sell used items now, so you can check with them to see what they have as far as Wizard merchandise goes. And of course, you can check with Hobby Link Japan, AmiAmi, Hobby Search. Of course, there's always eBay and Amazon, but do be wary of their pricing. And you can check out BigBadToyStore.com for some Kamen Rider items. They mostly just sell figure arts at this point, but if you want to check them out, there'll be a link to their site in the description down below. And you can also check out my Kamen Rider Wizard playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Kamen Rider Wizard, DX Wizard Sword Gun, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face.